So this morning, I would say around 5 p.m. this morning, um, they decided to release like the Ragnarok whole season 3. And this is the one thing I don't like about Netflix is that, instead of releasing it bi-weekly or, every week like every other anime, they decide to sit on it and then they literally wait until like the end of the season to release the whole thing. So the whole 15 episodes I had to watch pretty much. And I'm not gonna spoil it because I know a lot of you guys haven't watched it. I'll just say the fights are pretty cool. Honestly, the writers of this story are like good, like, cause in this season, like, obviously there's human losses, and like whenever they lose, it's never like sad, it's like encouraging, of like, oh, it doesn't matter if I lose or anything, like humanity will, that kind of speech. And I'm not gonna lie, it made me tear up a lot. If you watch the whole 15 episodes, it does make you tear up when the humans lose, and like they're not even salty about it, like the gods would be. um I guess that's what's kind of nice about humans, they'll accept it if it's like fair and square. And that's what the majority of the humans do. When their father dies, they're not like, oh damn, like, the goddamn ones are like, no, instead of tarnishing his legacy or his last words, let's just, not do that, pretty much. So yeah, I did tear up for a bit. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I guess the other thing I'll touch up on is like, so I haven't read the manga or anything, so I don't know anything. But like, if you saw episode 15, the last episode, it was like, it was mainly about like the Buddha guy, like trying to find out like why is this Valkyrie so obsessed with humanity, and pretty much what they boiled it down to in episode 15 he fought with Odin over this was that the reason she's fighting so hard is because like her loved one is like is partially human, so if they lose it'll be very bad for him. And we also learned some things about this guy that I guess was her ex, supposedly, and she's like trying to win him back or whatever. But what we did learn was, one, he's half god, half human. Two, it seemed like he from what Buddha tells us, it seemed like a long time ago he broke into Odin's territory. It looked like for some reason he stole his magic sword, and then with that sword he went to go slay some dragon with it. And then I don't know why Odin would be mad at that, but I guess because of that he like decided to lock the guy in, in his prison, pretty much, torturous or whatever, I don't know what's it called. But yeah, it seems like Odin. And then I think like the Buddha, or this is like my theory on what I think the Buddha said this, but he said, or he insinuated that what could be happening was that cause if the humans lose, and the guy still in, Odin's territory, locked up, whatever. I'll pretty much give Odin an okay to be like, yeah, this we can kill this guy because he's technically human. Now, even though he's half god, he's still human. Even though he's half. So, obviously, I guess she's trying to stop that from happening. That's my whole guess. Because, because, yeah, like I said, I guess to save him. And then there's these talks, at the end of episode 15 of, like, the revival of these primordial gods. I don't know what's up with that. I haven't really been introduced to these primordial gods. In all honesty, this is probably the first time I'm hearing about this in this universe. So, and it's a good segue to the other thing I want to bring up about our next season. Because I think they're still, like, pretty strong. Like, we saw some pretty strong fighters that didn't even fight, in this season. There's that. I don't know. This is a theory I have, so please take it with a grain of salt. I believe that this whole thing is gonna end up being like Dragon Ball Super. If you guys have seen that, it's pretty much like a tournament of power. Whoever loses, their universe is gonna get wiped out. In this case, either human will be wiped out, or not. And then towards the end, when humans do win, let's say humans do win, there will be the power of some primordial god that has that power to bring back everyone that has been slain in this tournament thing. Because I don't know, I just find it hard to believe like that this is actually gonna be the death of these characters, and like these people are like gods and mythical creatures. Poseidon, Apollo didn't die, but you get it. Like Hades died. Hades. All these different deities. I honestly find it hard to believe that they would be written off so easily like that. So I don't know. I feel like at the end of the story, there's gonna be some opportunity of like, yeah, this was all for show, and I'll bring back everyone that was killed during the ragnarok, pretty much. The fighter and the violin instruments, or no one dies. And then I guess that's how they would continue their lives. But yeah, overall, I think it's a pretty cool season. Like I said, the only thing I don't like is that they, instead of giving you per weekly, they'll give it to you like the whole thing at once. So like today, like I said, I have to watch 15 episodes of this. Thankfully it's a Wednesday, and like I'm really not doing anything today, so I guess that's an upside. But yeah, if anything, I would encourage you guys to go watch those episodes that just came out. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys next time, and here. But please leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.